Like to put the record straight, and rest in peace, Charlie was a fantastic human being, and I think I own this to the world and to everybody who is famous and a great musician. Charlie Watts was not a great drummer. He is the perfect example of a human being at the right moment, at the right time, in a right room, with the right people. That was that. Now, of course, now you can go, oh, do you know better than all this? No, I don't know better than all this, of course not. But how can Paul McCartney now go online and say, oh, you know, I know Charlie for 50 years. I'm actually a better drummer than him, but rest in peace. Nobody can say that. Everybody in this business is just your wozo, because they have to. But me, on the other hand, I'm from the other side. I don't care about the Stones and I don't care about Paul McCartney. I like the music, but I can be honest, because nobody's going to be on my case. Charlie Watts was not a great drummer. He was a drummer in a successful rock band, yeah? And that was about it, okay? Now, read about Jagger, what he said on several records that couldn't have him because when it got a little bit funny, he couldn't do bits and bobs. Now, drumming on a song like Satisfaction, now, is that difficult? I mean, I've got a 5-year-old child. I teach him for 3 months. He will be drumming exactly as good as Charlie Watts. Believe me that. This is what it is. Jazz, he compares himself with jazz drummers. As I said, great human being, a gentleman, and rest in peace. It's not about me wanting to put him down. But I just hate what happens on the television. Even my girlfriend, who doesn't have a lot of ideas about music. She likes music, but, you know, if I say The Doors, then she would say, which one do you want me to open? Right? Now she said, oh, I heard on the television which kind of great drummer he was. He was not. He was just not a great drummer. He wasn't even okay. He was in a band who made it, and it suited them that he's there as a drummer, but it's like someone turns up and said, oh, Keith Richards is a great guitar player. No, he's not. He's a guitar player who wrote a couple of amazing riffs, but from a great guitar player, we can't talk. Greatness doesn't start by the Rolling Stones. That's not greatness. Yeah, it's great that they've been playing for 60 years. That's great, but greatness is not the Rolling Stones. As a band, they achieved everything. They still occupy stadiums, and that's great. That's great. But they're not really great musicians. They're just not. They're just not. It suits them. It worked for them. What is great about the Rolling Stones is Mick Jagger's businessman approach. Now that's great. He's a great businessman, with a shadow of a doubt. That's great. That's great, because keeping a bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts together for 60 years, now that is greatness. And this is just the fact. And now you can say, or to make sure that I cover myself a little bit, not the fact, my opinion, but let's face it, if you all go down there, it's not really greatness. I mean, how can you compare the singing of Mick Jagger with Freddie Mercury? Freddie Mercury singing, that's great. That's greatness. Mick Jagger is a singer in a rock and roll band, that's what he is. But from greatness, we can't really talk. And Charlie Watts is a great drummer. Does he deserve his history his place in the history books of rock and roll? Absolutely, 100%. Yes, but there are many others in the books of the history who weren't great. Some of them just been lucky, yeah, to be at the right, or most of them actually been lucky to be at the right place at the right time. Aka Ringo Starr, great drummer? Not really. I mean, yeah, he's a drummer, but from greatness is different. Greatness starts elsewhere. Louis Armstrong, a great trumpet player? Yes, a very great trumpet player. A great singer? Not really. but he made more money singing than blowing the trumpet. So this is what I'm gonna say. And of course,